From X Plus comes the new Favorite Sculptors line 30cm Godzilla 1974. Slated for a fall 2023 release date, this figure is now up for pre-order. Standing at approximately 31 centimeters tall and 32 centimeters long, this is the Favorite Sculptors line companion piece to the earlier released Mechagodzilla 1974, which came out in early January 2023. At the time of this recording, this figure went up for pre-order about 2 to 3 days ago, which took me by surprise because it was only about 2 months ago that I did a video on the unpainted prototype of this figure, which was revealed at a figure festival at that time. Like I briefly mentioned in that video, this sculpt is taken from the Monster Maker 28 kit, which came out sometime in the past. I'm not too familiar with Monster Maker 28 sculpts other than through X+. So for those who are into kit building, you will be much more familiar with that. But with that said, taking a look at this 30cm Favorite Sculptors line figure, this thing looks awesome. While I did regret not being able to get that Mechagodzilla 1974 that came out, I knew that once this thing would go up for pre-order that I would get it as soon as possible, and that's exactly what I did. I've already locked in my pre-order for the standard version at awesomecollector.com. The later era Showa Godzilla design is one of my favorite looks of Godzilla, particularly in 1973 and 1974. For those suit aficionados, maybe you can tell me what the differences are between those two, because I know they're very close to each other, and outside of coloring, I don't know what the differences are, but regardless, either version of those, I basically do not have any representation of in my collection outside of the X Plus Def Real Godzilla 1973 that came out last year. Needless to say, once this figure was announced, I was really excited, and now that we have the official product images and I have it locked in for my pre-order, I cannot wait to get my hands on this figure. Aside from this one, the Awakening Shin Godzilla that was released a couple of months back are the only two standard size X Plus figures I've pre-ordered in a long time. Last year I was really getting a lot of Def Reals, and then I ended the year off with the gigantic Shin Godzilla, but outside of that, I really haven't been collecting these more standard realistic figures in quite a while. So we of course have a standard and Rick version. The Rick is a light up which has those nice bluish white glowing dorsals that look really cool. Like I said, I went for the standard just because I don't really care for light ups, but for those who do, the option's there and it does look very good as always. Taking a closer look at the figure itself, of course, in typical X Plus fashion, this thing does look relatively screen accurate. The proportions do look very nice. I like the slight dirtiness that we have that's present on the knees and the feet. If anything, I actually wouldn't mind if it was a little bit more dirtied up, but that's something that could be fun to do, as a custom job. Since this is adapted from an existing model kit already, the pose comes from Monster Maker 28. I do like this pose. I think it's great. I like the sort of wide arm stance that we have going on here. Very, I don't know, kung fu-like. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but it does look good. Godzilla does have that very angry brow, but despite that anger in his face, to me, this is one of the cutest appearances of Godzilla, which is why I like it so much. It honestly kind of reminds me of a dog or a puppy. It's very funny. While seeing this figure and just the design in general, it's kind of gotten me thinking about my favorite designs in general, so maybe that will be a video I do sometime in the future. But I'm just kind of laughing at the thought because I like this design for totally different reasons that I would like something like Shin or the Heisei Burning Godzilla, just because those are so mean looking, and this one kind of just feels like a dog trying to be mean looking, if you know what I mean. So from the side, we have a great look at the dorsals, the general profile of the figure, and the way the tail sort of bends around. While we can see that from the front-facing view, you do get a better idea of the length here. So the tail does come out somewhat straight and then completely turns off to the side. It's a fun pose. Since it's been a while since I've gotten standard size X Plus figures, I'm not as used to suit accuracy. So it's been a while, but this looks great. I really love those bends and folds throughout the entire thing. It does look and feel like the suits in the movie. Another detail that I've always liked about this particular design is the fact that the dorsal plates are silver colored. I think it does present a nice contrast to the very traditional charcoal color skin that we have here. Of course, we have the white eyes and the yellowish nails for both the feet and hands. Not much to say outside of the paint. Hard to mess up, really, because it's a very standard look for Godzilla, but of course X Plus has done a great job overall. We do have in this prototype image of the figure it next to side by side with the Mechagodzilla 74, which looks great. I'm sure Once we have these in hand, those who have both figures, they'll look amazing next to each other. Now the question is, will they do a King Caesar to complete this trio of characters? Now, I'm not certain myself, but comment down below if you know if Monster Maker 28 has made a King Caesar. And we have this sort of lower angle look here at Godzilla. Definitely, he is looking up. Man, I love this image. I am so sold on this figure. I cannot wait to get my hands on this one. Anyway, these are just some quick thoughts on the figure. I'm really excited to actually be getting some more standard size X Plus figures since I haven't gotten really any in a long time. But I would like to know what you guys think about this figure. Will you be getting this one? Are you going standard or Rick? Also, do you have the Mechagodzilla 1974 to go alongside with it? Comment down below. Lastly, if you like the content, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and taking a look at my other Godzilla figure content on the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.